this is slowed down 3.3%. How worried are you that we are going to head back into a recessionary area like we were in 2009?
I think a recession is not very likely, except for two possible tail risks. The first one is the fiscal cliff in the US. If for some reason we actually jumped all the way down the cliff, this would be an enormous fiscal contraction. It would be a US recession, and God knows what would happen to the world. The other, which probably has slightly higher probability, is that the Europeans don't quite get their act together. They have promised a number of things, they have started putting in place a number of things, but whether they actually implement it is not absolutely sure. So that's the uncertainty. If this happened, you can think of some of the things we've seen in the recent past, except worse. They could also trigger a recession.
Okay, now the assumption, the working assumption in the IMF at the moment is that the euro crisis will be contained, controlled,
right,
and the fiscal cliff will be avoided.
Right.
What gives you that confidence?
Confidence in human nature. I think on the fiscal cliff, I think it will be so obvious that it has to be avoided, that it will be avoided in some form. So we may fall a bit, but then I think things will happen. In Europe, my sense is the same, which is that as things get bad, what we've learned in Europe is that this gives policymakers an incentive to actually do what they need to do. They do it. So my best guess is in both cases we may lose a bit of sleep.
Right.
But in both cases, my guess is we'll avoid the catastrophe.